All right. Hello, everybody. We are back for another day of Quintorius Gaming, gearing up for Cool Stuff Con coming up here in about 3 weeks. Hope to see some folks there. It's going to be a fun time. First time I'm traveling for a Dual Commander event. Hopefully it won't be the last either. Hopefully we'll get to see more of these. Fingers crossed for like Eternal Weekend and stuff. We'll see. I'm definitely start getting out to more events. Been feeling that paper itch. I've really not like played paper events in a while, so I've been feeling really good. I've been closing in on a list that I'm very comfortable with. I had the Secret Friday, not very Secret Friday stream, but the one that didn't go up on YouTube. We did the Friday stream where we got to refine some of the Quintorius stuff. We're currently still playing this combo package. For those not in the know, the combo package consists of these 4 cards: Mesmeric or Basalt, Monolith, Hostility, and Anger. Mesmeric or Basalt, Monolith, classic. Whenever you untap a permanent, you mill a card, or whenever anyone untaps a permanent, they mill a card. Basalt Monolith can basically tap it and untap itself for free. You mill your whole deck, including milling this Anger. And you can mill Hostility infinitely, because every time you mill the Hostility, it shuffles itself back into your deck. So if you have Quintorius, you will hit Hostility over and over and over again, making a bunch of 3/2s, and you will have Anger in the graveyard, and if you have a Mountain, then all of your 3/2s will have haste, and you can attack and kill them. That is the combo we're currently playing. All of these cards have felt pretty good so far. Like the combo itself is pretty clunky, hard to put together, right? We have one Enlightened Tutor to tutor up either half. We have a gamble to tutor up half of it, like not very consistently. But the big thing is that these cards all kind of work in the deck fairly well, with the exception of like kind of Hostility, but we'll get to that. As we talked about and kind of demonstrated on Friday, against some of the control decks, you can just play Mesmeric Orb, and you just mill yourself towards Flage, and then you just get to Flage them over and over and over and over again, and then they do die. It's definitely not without cost. It is a little bit dangerous, because if you're playing against a blue-black X control deck, almost all of those are just going to have Cling to Dust, so you can also mill them into a Cling to Dust, and then mill yourself into Flage Blade doesn't work as well, but like we got to hose that the Leovold player pretty significantly on Friday, where we just like played turn 2 orb and then cast Flage like 6 times, and then they died. And then Basalt Monolith, I think it is pretty fine. Helps you like play through conditional counter magic. It just gives you this big burst of mana. Um, in the control matches, you will have time to like use this and then have an off turn where you can untap it on an end step and stuff. It's been okay. And then Anger obviously helps support Quintorius in that if you have a bunch of your little trinkets, your little activators for Quintorius, and you plus your Quintorius and discard your Anger, you can just have haste or enable a hasty flage, stuff like that. And then Hostility, obviously, not exactly the most powerful card. We haven't cast it yet, unfortunately. We did have a chance to cast it at some point on Friday, but we killed them other ways, I believe. I forget exactly how the game ended up, but I have genuinely just kind of enjoyed, weirdly enough, drawing this card just so you can discard it to Quintorius and get a free 3/2. That's not like you should play more Hostilities. Like, there are 3 of this effect. I don't really think you should add more of them, but it has been kind of nice, like just getting to discard a card and getting value out of that discard just by itself. Um, so I've been pretty surprised. I was pretty down on this combo when I first saw it originally. This combo was actually one of the things that like I first discussed with other people when Quintorius got spoiled way back when. People were like talking about 4 horsemen, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you can just not have to like 4 horsemen gamble this with an Eldrazi. You can just have this consistently happen. Hey, Blinky Mans, good evening to you as well. But other than that, I changed like 2 cards from Friday to today, doing some more playing over the weekend and on Monday. And still chasing the trophy. I've had a lot of 4/1s. The biggest level up for me is that this deck is very weird in that I've never really like honed the magic skills of playing Drago control. D&T is a control deck that I've played for a long time, but it's very much like a tap out control deck where you're just like, casting a lot of big value permanents and have a bunch of removal spells every turn. But this deck plays Drago pretty well against a lot of the blue decks. Like, I've had a lot of good wins against Tassigurs and Leovolds and Tivits and 2099s and Atraxas and stuff, where you can just, spend the first 4 or 5, 6 turns without really casting anything substantial. And to that end, I've added a couple of cards that support the Drago plan, because it is. I do think you're kind of a little bit the underdog in the control matchup. Um, so I've added a Monumental Henge and a where's the little artifact? Retrofitter Foundry. I cut the Flashback. Flashback was a card that was kind of on the chopping block a little bit, and the Monumental Henge I cut the Flagstones for. Flagstones look like a little bit iffy after we cut the Crucible, so you can't enact like the Crucible Dust Bowl plan and also have Flagstones work well with that. Flagstones just have a little bit more upside against like opposing Cataclysms and stuff, but it just feels like a non-basic plane a lot of the time to me. Um, Monumental Henge notably does have, I think I calculated it, it's like a 76% hit rate, which isn't the highest. It is like, drawing 3/4 of a card, which is kind of a high mana cost, but this is just a card that you want to draw on your control mirrors and just activate on your opponent's end step. And if you turn it into material, that's great, and if you miss, then it doesn't really matter because you're just going to kind of untap. And to that end, I think Quarry Mountain Monastery technically has a similar like hit rate in the Drago control mirrors, where I'm not gonna like pile out all the cards right now, but I think if you pile out every card that is like a miss is basically uncastable in a control mirror, like all the different removal spells and stuff like that, hitting like a hostility or an anger or a galvanic discharge or flame slash, blah 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 blah. I think the hit rate's like about 80% or something, which makes these cards fairly comparable, which is nice. Um, and then to talk more about the Retrofitter Foundry, I think Currency Converter is like hands down the best card in the deck, and I have beaten a lot of control decks just playing turn 1 Currency Converter and just activating this a bunch and like just slowly sculpting my hand and also just like making 2/2s for pressure and eventually putting the onus on my opponent to start casting spells, and then you can kind of take advantage from there when your opponent's like down on mana. You can try to like weave through your Quintorius plus some of your like your own counter spells, stuff like that, etc., etc., etc. And Retrofitter is just kind of a worse currency converter, but seems pretty good to have a second one when you can only play one currency converter. Obviously, it doesn't come with Quintorius, but it's just a card that's very cheap. You can activate it every turn for a bunch of value. I was like this close to adding like some of those old like standard playable. There's a lot of things at 2 mana, a lot of 2 mana artifacts that are like pay 2 mana, draw a card and get some marginal benefit, like Reckoner Bank Buster, and there are a couple other cards in that vein. There's one that like lets you loot and makes a treasure token. Um, there are a couple others that are just like tap draw, get some other benefit. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I like had a list of them. And I was like kind of a little close to adding them, but I'm definitely gonna play some more, see how the control matchups feel if you really need to add something like that. Those cards definitely have a higher opportunity cost to add. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give the rundown on where my head's at, because this deck is like developing every time we play it, rather than something like Cloud, which is like pretty locked in and stock. We're constantly like churning over cards and figuring out what the weak links are and stuff with this deck. So I wanted to give people a rundown on where we're going with this. Wandering Emperor starting the cut over Tezzeret, interesting. Tezzeret just like felt like it was way too much mana all the time. Although now it can find Retrofitter Foundry. No, it's still like a 3 mana card against control decks. I don't know why people keep hating on Wandering Emperor so much. It's just like a value flash threat. I don't think anything. There aren't a lot of cards in red white that match this level of card quality with having flash on it. So even if you just like flash this in against Tasigur or 2099, and then you make a guy, and then they spend 2 spells killing your Wandering Emperor and killing your guy, then you've turned the Wandering Emperor into value. And specifically, the only types of removal that kill Wandering Emperor are also the types of removal that are killing Quintorius. So if your Wandering Emperor trades with their, Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt or Unholy Heat, or lo and behold, like they have to burn a Shieldred's Edict, or actually like solid Planeswalker removal on it. That's great for protecting your Quintorius from the removal spells that do hit it still. So I see the opinion echoed a lot that like that they think Wandering Emperor is kind of bad. I don't think it's like great, but I don't think there's a lot. Maybe you just don't play this at all. Maybe you could play one of those like 2 mana artifacts that I was talking about earlier in this slot, but I've still been happy with this as just a impactful flash threat that provides a lot of value and like kind of forces your opponent to take some sort of action. Anyway, that very long preamble aside, let's play some Magic. Let's play some more Quintorius. Very excited to keep playing this deck. Been having a lot of fun with it. Developing the Drago skill, but also with like a very weird black or red white control deck has been very bizarre. Because I've never been a real Drago player. I've never really enjoyed like Blue Mirrors and Legacy and stuff, but for some reason it's starting to click more with this deck in particular. I should check if Stream Decker has Secrets of Strixhaven cards yet. Because right now I've just been continually updating the Moxfield link. Hitsugu and Kairi, huh? Well, speaking of Drago matches, this hand is definitely a little awkward. We have like 2 dead cards, but we also have Mesmeric Orb, Relic, 3 land drops, Boros Garrison value also here. I kind of want to keep this. Galvanic Discharge can pair with another instant speed damage spell to like trade with Hitsugu at least. This is a matchup where you actually do want removal, but mostly just the instant speed ones. Maybe it's ill-advised to keep this. I had a real tilter. I was playing on Sunday against Hitsugu and Kairi. The one match I lost for my trophy was my opponent at 1 life. I killed the Hitsugu and Kairi with the trigger on the stack, and they flipped Cling to Dust, which was like one of the only cards that could get them out of the position that they were in. They like gained 3 life with it and then stabilized from there. It was super frustrating. Okay, that's useful. Instant speed removal for Hitsugu, big. Yeah. Get that shit out of here. Kind of feel like this hand just does nothing but let's hope for the best. I mean, it hits land drops. It plays Mesmeric Orb to start digging for a Flage. It has On Wings of Gold, which is like a must answer spell. I don't think you can really afford to mull towards like specifically silences and rebs. I don't know why I'm not F6ing here. I got nothing. In these like blue matchups, I mostly just keep hands that hit land drops. In this hand, I mean, it was a little land light. If this Boros Garrison was any other land, I probably would have mulliganed. Keeping a 2-lander is like kind of insane, but this is essentially a 3-lander. And it might continue to just be a 3-lander, unfortunately. Go Orb. I don't think I'm allowed to cycle this relic. If there's a time to cycle it, it is right now, notably, I think, before I start milling a bunch. Just wondering, I do really need to hit this land drop. Oh, alright. This seems like... Wait, if I cycle it now, then I deny the card drop, then the Cling to Dust sits in the yard, and then they mill. So I think I need to let this resolve and then cycle the relic. Just to get rid of the Cling to Dust. Otherwise it'll just sit there forever, yeah. Disruptor Flute. Alright, fair enough. I mean, I assume they're going to name Quintorius, but I think I'm happy to tag this Cling to Dust and also hit, like, draw more cards to make sure I hit land drops. But this might actually be a jam on Wings of Gold moment. That they're playing this right now. They only have 1 mana up. I would have liked that red Elemental Blast, but okay. It's also unfortunate that we just cycled away the Relic. But if we can resolve this, it's much easier to find enablers than it is to resolve our spell here. I'm gonna fetch Plains here in case we draw Magus, although they're probably gonna have Island. I guess they don't have Swamp. They milled the Force Spike too, so they need like Force Negation or Pierce. And if we can mill ourselves towards like Faithless Looting or especially Flage, then we can start getting this on Wings of Gold active. And we have Magnetic Single to interact with Hitsugu. Oh, I guess that also triggers on Wings of Gold. Cool. That is scary. This means if they play Hitsugu on 6... Oh no, I just shoot it in response to the trigger, the Brainstorm trigger first. And even if they sack it, they don't get to resolve the Brainstorm at least. Oh, there goes Magus. Let us do some mountain cycling. I think I just want to hit more land drops here. 1, 2, 3. We only have 5 mana here. It's unfortunate that our hand is... Oh, we could also portable hold this Disruptor Flute. I didn't really think about that. They have double blue up here, 3 mana. I probably should have done that before I did all the land cycling. Play around like mana leak. I don't care about the Disruptor Flute too much anyway. That means this has value, but these 3 definitely don't. Do I want to draw another? Oh no, I'm going to mill this. What am I talking about? Mesmeric Orb. My Surveillant doesn't do anything besides dig me closer to Flage. Yeah, let's portable hold this Disruptor Flute. It'll get me through, like, even a mana leak or something, gets me closer to resolving my Flage. Versus a blue-black deck. Cool. Or just that works. Now this is scary, because now they can stack their deck and then cast Hitsugu. And then if they just have the payoff, they can hit it regardless of my Magmatic Sinkhole. That's tough. Oh no, they just mill. Never mind. JK. I'm so bad at Mesmeric Orb, man. Looks like they're probably waiting till turn 6. Would have liked that Ghost Vacuum or that Ajani, but it is what it is. Don't really like this Fury. Seems like there's no point in casting a spell here. The only spell to cast is Quintorius. The hell is this? 5 mana? Is this like Mystic Confluence? Yes. Yeah, these cards specifically, instant speed cards that like break card parity are the biggest issues I've had with blue matchups. Stuff like them casting Mystic Confluence and what's the kicker one? It's something consult the star charts or something. Is why I wanted to add like other value generators to the deck, stuff like Monumental Henge and all that. I guess I'll float all my mana, huh? Ooh, silence is interesting. You don't love to be the Drago control. The Drago. Yeah, this is this is the stuff you don't want to see your opponent casting Mystic Confluence into Memory Deluge, and then they'll have like Flashback Deluge next turn, and we don't have our we had to cycle our relic earlier. Maybe I wasn't supposed to cycle the relic because the flute was probably, it was like almost certainly going to name Quint, and then we could slam on Wings of Gold with the relic and play. Maybe that was, but like we weren't even guaranteed to hit our land drop was part of the issue, so we couldn't lock in that as the plan because we were down a land. This feels like we're just hit Hitsugu with counterspell up. Do I need to cast Silence here and then kill it? I feel like that's just not a winning battle because they can just recast it. Card advantage means they'll mill themselves first. That's true. They're 14 cards deeper. I just feel like I'm 100%. I shouldn't like dawdle here. I'm just gonna die, I think. There's a real Duel Commander event in the US, you mean? Cool Stuff Con is hosting a Duel Commander event in Texas in like 3 weeks. I have no idea how big it's going to be. I imagine it's probably not going to be like significant sized. I imagine it's just going to be like a 30 to 60 person event max. Whoever shows up. I don't know how big the. I think the Duel Commander Cups at MCs were like usually like 40 to 50 players or something if I recall. So I don't expect it to be like super big or anything. Nice Laser type quarry. So we can silence to stop a Hitsugu trigger from casting the spell, but we still do get like domed for 10 if they flip, or 12 or whatever if they flip a time stretch. Something like that. It's illegal to ask Cloud question Elephant Jet. Yeah, that's fine. I'm still thinking about Cloud. My friend is borrowing my Cloud deck. He is also coming to Cool Stuff Con. He's going to be borrowing Cloud. Opponent discarding 2 to hand size. Huge value. Definitely going to win this game. I forgot the question, but I have 5 rounds to figure it out. Fair enough. Discard Orcish Bowmasters. Sure. Oh, mill hostility, huge value. Get a free 2/2. Insane. I know you're off path, but is it better enough to run it? I don't think so. I talked about this in relation to Oni playing Erode in Quintorius. I don't super see the value of being able to hit planeswalkers, but I know he really, really, really values like being able to hit Jace, which is just not something that comes up a lot for me. Maybe just like there's so much Tasker and you just want all the. But like this deck already interacts with Jace pretty well with like 4 or 5 or 6 different ways to like inhibit that combo. Alright. I suppose this will resolve. And then I'll cast Silence when they sack it, and I'll hopefully resolve the silence and then take like 10 damage or whatever. When do I have to cast it? It's all one trigger, so I've cast it in response to the death trigger. But like in my mind, eroding Quintorius feels awful. And then what other planeswalkers are people playing? I guess it's eroding. Yeah, eroding any planeswalker commander that feels awful. So like hitting a Gristar and a Minotaur or a Quintorius is just kind of terrible. Um, and then it's just like Min Skimbu and Jace. Yeah, no, I just imagine the sound's gonna get countered here, and then we're gonna die. Yup. Yeah, eroding a planeswalker has the exact same issue as pathing it, or yeah, eroding a commander exactly. Is this just Soren's Vengeance? Ooh, Rise the Eldrazi. What was this one do? Kills me. Destroy target permanent, draw 4 cards, and you take an extra turn. I take 12. You can blow my own wings of gold. Yeah, I've had enough. I'm good. It kills. I mean, I imagine anything that costs 10 mana kills me there. Any of their payoffs. All right, this is a better and worse hand. This hand has actual no interaction for Hitsugu and Kyrie, but it does notably have. But well, I guess that's Power Blast, which counts. Cloudless is updated on Flex slot. Probably no. I cut Mind Sensor for a Disruptor Flute. Other than that, yes. I'll keep this. Ooh, don't mind if I do. So I guess we have 3 lands and a Fell Warstone here, so I think it's fine to top that. Mind Sensor, my 3-mana Ambush Viper. 3-mana Ambush Viper without Death Touch. Sorry to disappoint. I think we're just slamming this. They're not super incentivized to keep hands that have like Stern Scolding and shit in them. They might have Force Spike, but then we eat a Force Spike, which is fine. Damn. Sick value. I've yet to get a good Mind Sensor moment. Yeah, it wasn't feeling super strong to me. Pick up the Elegant Parlor here for more value. We'll have the ability to... Actually, no, we can't actually Quint plus Pyroblast next turn if we pick up the Parlor, technically, because we'll have white, colorless, and Boros Garrison. Would I play Quint into 3 mana? I think I'd rather keep Sculpting. Although, like, I don't know, Pyroblast is, like, pretty big value, and, like, wasting it and getting, like, double countered kind of sucks. I'm gonna pick up the Elegant Parlor. Deal. The longer we hold this this Witch Enchanter before playing it too, the longer we have like potentially a pitch card to exile Hitsugu and Kairi. Ooh, don't mind if I do. We'll see how this goes. I'm pretty sure I'm jamming Wandering Emperor here, and then potentially untap Quintorius Reb. Depending on what they do. Ouch. That sucks a little bit. But they paid mana, which means that we might be able to. Sick. Huge. Kill Quint. Shielders Edict. Yep. We got a little bit of value at least. Converted this. Converted Chain Lightning into land drop plus Ghost Vacuum. I don't know if I'm supposed to let Hitsugu resolve if they just slam it here. Because it's dangerous if they have one of the free sack outlets. But it gets worse and worse for me waiting on this march, and I'd love to untap and march it instead. I think I just want to Pyroblast it and then untap and cast Hitsugu again, or cast Quint again. I think I'm discarding Mesmeric Orb here. Would be good to, like, enact the combo, try to kill them. I guess maybe we could discard Witch Enchanter at this point. We're, like, totally tapped out. We're not holding up, like, exiling Hitsugu. Yeah, let's discard Witch Enchanter. We milled the other Reb. Sad. Make a guy. Who's the counter spell deck now? Exactly. Counter this. See if I care. No activators. I think I'm just gonna hold up all my mana for March. And play Mistveil Plains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, so if can I play Orb this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 mana left. I cannot play Orb this turn unless I choose to not play Mistveil Plains. Which would I rather do? We mill a ton with Orb. I feel like we're pretty likely to... I guess we're not that likely to find Anger. I'm going to play Mistveil Plains. March. Alright, so they're just trying to hit just a random spell off of the top of their deck. Interesting. Brainstorm. Ironic. That's okay. And then they brainstorm again. I should be putting my creatures underneath this Ghost Vacuum in case I need to activate it at some point. I wasn't thinking about that. Man, I wasn't also thinking about the fact that this was almost just fucking lethal with Quintorius minus, huh? Just dome them for 12. My chain lightning, give it back. This thing has to attack. I think I'm just plussing, unfortunately. Those cards aren't very good. I think I'm fine with my opponent milling a bunch. I don't think they can win, like, I don't... I should have tapped the Felwar Stone, whatever. I don't think they're winning by hitting Cling to Dust here. They can't Wrath me because we can make 2 guys. Oh, I guess. Maybe I should have done this first. I kind of didn't realize that I could do this too. There's a Shenanigans. I think I'd rather just take a natural draw, honestly. I don't think I need more guys. I didn't find Anger. We found Squee. Fun. haste this Fury. I think I'm just gonna minus and just send it. They have 5 cards in hand. What could they have here? Mystic Confluence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We'd always also activate this Ghost Vacuum and like zero in a Johnny potentially to like find a weird lethal with the Galvanic Discharge. Oh, this makes them spirits. I didn't even think about that. Wow, that's the dream. This is the real dream. You activate your Ghost Vacuum and then you double strike Vigilance your guys. Unfortunately, they are all a 1/1, so I guess it's not very good. But it's funny that you make them all spirits. Oh, Cryptic tap draw. I don't think a Johnny Zero here is not lethal. It would only deal like 6 damage or something. I think I'd rather just hold up all my stuff. Okay, yeah, they needed like land plus Flare of Malice to hit like something there, I think. Because that was the only like free sack outlet that they had. Did get there though. I maybe should have like stopped to consider what cards they could have there to actually stop me. Like what benefit do I gain from ulting Quint there? I mean, I guess it's just like two removal spells. If they just have like, Fatal Push, Cut Down, or whatever, then the ult does kill them through that. We could have potentially like plussed and then like Furied in or Arena of Glory in the Fury or something. All right, we're on the draw. This hand is fantastic. I guess Fury is kind of a blank, but this hand just has a bunch of land drops and a red elemental blast. I guess it's also missing. You don't have one of the mana sinks, which would be nice. Yeah, I mean, one of the tricks about Mesmeric Orb is that you just don't have to cast it, right? You just get diluted away with Quintorius in some of the bad matchups, where it's like you're obviously not casting it versus Reanimator or whatever. It's like Red Elemental Blast also bad versus Felia, but you don't have to cast the spells in your hand. This is kind of a good one, huh? We have 1, 2, 3. We have like 5 lands in our hand. I think we're allowed to top this. I think I'm gonna just cast Arcane Signet. I don't think I really care if they want to cast a counterspell on this. There we go, yeah. Curious to see if they'll counter Tithe here on end step. Countering Tithe here seems kind of insane when I can just untap, play land, cast Quintorius. Yeah. Let's grab the Mist Veil and a basic for Magus. I think I'm just going to play tapped Mist Veil here. Don't think I'm in a hurry to play a Johnny yet. I think next turn I'll cast it. Yeah, you can Island Cycle that. The orb is back for the third straight game. Not really the matchup for orb. I mean, it's okay matchup, but something not like really exactly what we want. Dog doing sandcastles. Dog ran in here screaming, carrying her little stick with the little toy on the end of it that she loves. This seems like a good spot to just try to get some reprieve value. Maybe this just burns a second counterspell out of them, but that's also kind of fine. I could really force the issue and burn this red elemental blast, but that seems kind of insane when I don't really have another answer to this Hitsugu and they're on 4 mana. Yeah, this just ate 2 counterspells for Quintorius. I think this is a perfectly fine exchange. If they untap and then slam Hitsugu here and we rev it and untap and then play 4th, they're just completely in the dumpster. Come on, yes, yeah. Oh man, they didn't fall for the very obvious bait. I can't believe they wouldn't fall for my super obvious bait. That's fucked up. I think it's probably just Orb and Hearse time. It's Orbin time. I'll go brings it to my bed and licks my face so I throw it so she can chase it. Dog does love playing fetch. Oh, at least we could exile this Memory Deluge before they cast it again. But they are reconverting their card advantage. Ponder, sure. Come on. You want to slam Hitsugu and Kairi, opponent? Come on. Give me that. Give me that. Let's do some milling. Goodbye, Hostility. Flage! We did it. Huge. I think it's just Flasion time. It's kind of the whole purpose of doing it like this. Bam. I've an inkling that we're going to get Hitsugu plus counterspelled here, and it's not going to be pretty, but it's what it is. You got a chief? It'll be more watchful. My time to this deck is like 8 control barriers is rough, and I'm usually very fine playing by myself, but playing on stream and talking through all my lines and stuff, I always end up running down the clock really badly. Cool. Two, three, four, five, six, seven's a really inconvenient number of mana to have right here. We have 4 minutes to win this match, which is assuredly plenty of time. I'm just wondering if I'm supposed to play Parallax Wave here to protect against Hitsugu. I think I am. I just don't have another answer to it. I got disconnected. Were you blaming chat? No, I wasn't blaming chat. I was just blaming my ability to stream and play a control deck at the same time. I play slower when streaming. The fuck is that? I don't want to see it. Get that shit out of here, man. Would really love to find another land at some point. That would be super chill. So I could start like double flaging or something, but or like find the anger. Milling anger would be cool, so I could attack with the flage too. That'd be pretty exciting. We think about that? No? It's fine. Alright, here's where we mill the anger and also draw another land. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. There's the anger. Cool. I mean, Soken's and Hearst crew only works if they have no removal spell, right? I think we should have it next turn, though. It's Odawara, my Parallax Wave. The fuck is this? Animate Dead? What's that doing in your deck? I guess in some loops with Hitsugu, maybe? With, like, you sack outlet it and you reanimate it. This should be fine. I have 55 seconds. Plenty of time. What gave Flavor Haste? There is an anger in our graveyard that we milled last turn. Oh, and that's what Mesmeric Orb does sometimes. Funny, we didn't even cast Quit. What's this game? Yeah. I mean, that is sometimes how Mesmeric Orb games break down. You just like, okay, I'm gonna turn into a cast Flage every turn until you run out of answers deck. And my opponent just like countered Flage like 3 times or something and then died. I mean, the Parallax Wave Draw was also huge, obviously. It gave me a lot of turns to stop the Hitsugu and Kairu from killing me, but Mesmeric Orb can be really good. It isn't without downside, because my opponent could have, like, milled into their Cling to Dust and exiled my Flage, too, so it's not, like, completely free. But I think it's, like, genuinely it felt pretty good in some of these. It's also worse against white control decks where they can just eat the Flage hit and then have some number of exile spells for the Flage, and you don't get, like, this infinite Flage churn, but against some of the decks that don't have exile-based removal, you can just cast Flage 4 or 5 times versus a control deck, and eventually they run out of stuff, and then you kill them. Ooh. Love to see more Mesmeric Orb Ws here. That's a big one. Very exciting. Kind of, I do really appreciate getting, like, when I talk about, like, the tech we're playing and try to, like, rationalize this package as, like, okay cards to be running in your deck, and then we also just get immediately paid off for it. We just get to fucking after, especially, like, I think it was a game 1 too, where, like, the Mesmeric Orb didn't really do anything and we died. But it was just like, all right, well, we have a billion land drops in a Mesmeric Orb. Time to just flage you, flage you, flage you, flage you. It's also funny that we topped the 4th Erlingus and just never cast it. mean, it's because we probably would have ended up casting it had we not drawn a Mesmeric Orb and it turned into a Flage game. We would have had to, like, fight through those counters with multiple Quintorius casts and big 4th Erlingus and stuff, but oh yeah. You know what? We talked about it on Friday, actually. Maybe it's time to upgrade this anger. I talked about if I liked the anger, we'd upgrade it to the coolest fuck art. Oh, no, the next match started. We'll maybe upgrade it to the Final Fantasy art after this match. Although I guess it wouldn't even take place. It wouldn't even happen during this league anyway. Alright, Slimefoot and Squee, huh? We are on the draw. We have Tithe. I think this hand is on the lower end of keepable for me. I genuinely don't even know if this is like a Bolt the Bird matchup, or if it's just Source to Plowshares the Slimefoot and Squee next turn. I think this hand wants to Bolt the Bird. We have like a rat. Hey, cut that out. Get out of here. Are you a coward? I think Bolt the Bird as a moniker for the game Magic the Gathering has long outlived its usefulness and is a bad mentality to just be in 100% of the time, and has been for like quite a while. I think a big level up for like playing D&T versus Maverick was realizing that you're just never supposed to Swords to Plowshares turn 1 Dryad Arbor. And that you're supposed to, like, actually save your removal spells for their cards that matter. Okay, that's not what I asked. I agree, but are you a coward? Okay, I guess that is a little bit more valid, huh? I think within the context of this hand, I feel like it's correct to Bolt the Bird. If I don't change it now, you'll forget that's 100% true. Someone remind me at some point during the stream, after the match ends, to change the anger to the good one so we have it for next league. With Parallax, we have to clean up a out-of-control Slimefoot, at least, as well. I think I'm just gonna Tithe for Plateau Temple, or Plateau Scryland, and then play Scryland, Surveilland, whatever. And Surveil, try to find something meaningful to do next turn. That is not meaningful to do next turn. I would love to find a 3-drop, but I'll be driving, but I'll scream on my phone. Alright, I'm counting on you. Cast like a birthing pod or something that I can shatter at least. Or not, that's fine. Another 4-drop, perfect. An incredible opportunity to cast Mistveil Plains. To take a Plains. No, that was Tithe, not land tax. Tithe hits 1 Plains if you're at mana parity, and 2 Plains if you have less lands than your opponent. It's not land tax, which just gives you like 3 lands every turn or whatever. 3 basics every turn? Please cast like a Thoughtseize or something this turn, something that I can redirect. Make this untimely malfunction useful. I don't know what this is going to be, but some sort of thinking wrong. Yeah, I feel that, no problem. Paying life, birthing pod. Well, I mean, I don't want to see the birthing pod, but at least I can kill it after they get some obscene 4-drop. Oh, they're going to combat first! Huge! Enormous! Let's fucking go! They went to combat first, the fool! They cast it and then went to combat. The absolute. I don't even. Now what do I do? I got this far. Ooh, that's a good pickup too. Ooh, Parallax Wave Solitude, huge. I think I'm just gonna Parallax Wave and exile their relevant creatures. Ugh. We have the ability to, yeah, I like holding their creatures on hostage for a while, and then also, like, Quintorius gets an immediate hostility trigger. Tithe was totally insane way back in Old Extended when they had dual lands. Tithe's great. Tithe's one of my favorite, like, unplayables that finds a home in Dual Commander. Like this. We're at 10. I'd probably have to eat the Keen-Eyed Curator. Do I want them to eat everything else in my yard? Not really. So I probably will just eat this too. Then I have like a 3-turn reprieve to stabilize from here. Maybe less. I might like put this. I might have wanted to like Solitude the Keen-Eyed Curator and put my Solitude under the Parallax Wave instead. I don't know if that's necessary though. We'll see. No pumping Sapperling. Kind of sad that they have something to do with all their mana. Oh. Okay, let's... Well, we have the Solitude play at least. I think this is going to be a... There's land, instant sorcery. Oh, they can get back the creature. I also don't get to Solitude anything relevant. I just have to exile a Sapperling. I think this is a Quint turn. It's possible it wanted to be a Wandering Emperor turn, but I think I want to start stabilizing on board more. I think I'm just going to discard this Hostility. If they eat it, they eat. If they, like, choose now to make the move and eat the Hostility with the Keen-Eyed Curator, then so be it. Hey, just wanted to say thank you for Duel Commander content and watching your YouTube videos. I'm excited to see you live. Maybe we can get a State of the Elephant. I've definitely thought about it. I might end up. I don't know if we'll do like a stream about it, given the like we've dedicated like the deck building stream and stuff. We might like I might write like a article, a deck guide like I did for Cloud. Hey, kitty, cut that out. I might write something up. Maybe after Cool Stuff Con when I have more hands-on experience with the deck. I can also just eat the other Sapperling. This just gives me my... What the hell is this? Sure. I might actually have to leave the Slimefoot and eat the Keen-Eyed Curator because I'm at 7 life, and that thing's very scary. I will have a 3-2, notably. They don't have anything that scary to get back if I like end up blocking this. I think I will just eat the Keen-Eyed Curator. Definitely makes me regret not killing it. Not solituding it the first time. Discard this Hostility so I get a 3-2. Oh shit, I forgot that that's how the Bowmaster works. I maybe should have solitude that. Whoopsie. That's not great for me. I'm not dead, though. I'm only mostly dead. Although, I also don't know if I could beat the Key-Knight Curator if it was in play here, notably. But I think I'd be better served if I had Solitude the Bowmaster instead. I kind of forgot there was a drawing cards still on the stack. What do you write? Couldn't find it when I looked earlier. I usually put my articles on FlexSlot. I do have an article coming out on Cool Stuff Inc.'s website, a beginner's guide to Duel Commander that should be coming soon. I plugged it on Friday saying it was supposed to come like the end of the week-ish, but it should be coming sometime this week, I am told. I believe we are dead. I think we're dead here to a Keen-Eyed Curator as well, in fairness to me and my horrendous misplay. Yeah, I think I was supposed to just Solitude the Keen-Eyed Curator the first time and put it under the Parallax Wave. Then I could exile other relevant things instead of like wasting the Solitude on a 1/1. Oh well. But yeah, most of I don't have that many articles, but like I have the old Cloud article on my flexslot.gg page listed down below there. Well, it just changed over, but flexslot.gg/u/xjcloud. I have some like D&T stuff on there too, but most of that's pretty old. Although the Cloud article is also kind of old. But yeah, my content's kind of all around. I had been consolidating it on FlexSlot more and more, but I wanted to get specifically the beginner's guide to Duel Commander article. I wanted to get somewhere where like more people could see it, so I'm like getting eyes on it out and in an actual place where people see articles and not just like niche communities of people that follow me. Am I allowed to keep this on the play? It's like currency converter into Soul Cauldron into turn 3 Quintorius is on the play is like maybe just really fucked up. It's actually not turn 3. I can't curve because both of my red lands are tap lands. Maybe that makes it bad enough that I want to ship it. Casting Quintorius on turn 3 against non-blue decks is like really, really fucking broken though. We could also just currency converter into loot with it, make a treasure token, and use that as the red sword. I'm gonna keep this hand. It's maybe greedy as fuck, but maybe we'll just top deck the red swords also. We can also play City Traders on turn 2, but that seems insane. It's just that easy. I don't even know why people worry about having a removal for the Mana Dork when it's just always on the top of the deck. Bang. I don't think we need that. I think we want more interaction spells. We have like an activator. If they kill this activator, we still have second activator. I will just ship that. Probably not casting that one into a White of the Reliquary, huh? In fact, I may just discard it to this Quintorius, huh? Unfortunately, I had to decide on what to discard before I saw Flame Slash in my hand. Otherwise, I would have definitely like discarded a land so I can make a treasure token and just kill the white. But certainly not the end of the world. Kitty, can you leave me alone for like 2 seconds, man? What did we beat earlier? Hitsugu and Kairi. Big. Alright, how do we want to do this? I think it's just play Soul Cauldron, play Sundown Pass, Flame Slash the White, see if they like sack Saproling to go get um Talon Gates or something, and then we have Ghostfire Slice for something. Slash. Oh shit, I can turn my guys into White of the Reliquaries. That's actually kind of nuts. It's actually really fucked up. They're just sacking the Slimefoot. That doesn't really work how you want it to. I have a Soul Cauldron. I guess I'd miss out on my 3-2 by exiling it, but I think that's kind of fine. What are you getting here? A Talon Gates to save your white. And then we slice it. Maybe they can't read. Maybe. Surveil land. Menacing. Wait, low-key. I kind of want to just... Wait. Wait, do I Ghostfire Slice the Saproling? And just leave the Slimefoot in the graveyard? And just leave my Soul Cauldron up? I want to cast this now because my things, because they still have a multicolored permanent. Yeah, it seems kind of great for me. This doesn't feel like a henge matchup. And if they don't make a play that wants to put the Slimefoot back into play, then I can just Soul Cauldron myself. So I think they're just kind of fucked. Like, what's the worst they could do here? Like, land Fury, land Chaos Defiler here? It's like, neither of those plays are particularly threatening. This game feels over already. That's kind of what happens when you play Quintorius on turn 3 against a against a creature deck on the play. Mutavault? That wouldn't even be that good. They'd, like, get back one of their things, right? I still just exile the white. Keen-Eyed Curator. Okay, so they can rescue their guys, I guess. Rescue their Slimefoot. I don't think I really care about becoming White of the Reliquary. As fucking sicko as it is, I don't think it actually matters. I'd rather just make more 3-2s and kill them. They're at 13 life. I think they're just like dead next turn to Quintal. Are you dismembering a Spirit Token? You got it, boss. You are still dead. Oh, are we phoenixing the Keen-Eyed Curator here? Dude, that's fine. I guess you're not dead. No, you're still dead. Okay. You can like attack the Quintorius, so I can't ult it, but then you're still dead because I just can produce 9 power here. Got him. All according to plan. Maybe I'm supposed to sniff out Detectives Phoenix if they're like that willing to put the Slimefoot and Squee in the yard, but also like I don't think the Detectives Phoenix mattered that much. We're still in the combo. We got to fucking kill our Hitsugu and Kairi opponent game 3 with Mesmeric Orb. We just did the old cast Flage 5 times strat. It was great. I actually just really like the combo cards. I'm pretty sold on it. I talked about it a lot at the start of the stream, but even just like hostility just being in your hand sometimes for a free 3/2 to when you like plus your Quintorius initially, it's just like all the cards are pretty reasonable on their own. Alright, now we want to keep a reactive hand with a lot of removal spells, since we'll be on the draw here. You just kind of want to stem the bleeding and then stabilize with Flage. This hand's pretty juiced, huh? It's a little awkward in that it's not very good. I guess it's actually pretty good at killing a turn 1 mana dork, because I can fetch basic planes on thin ice. I can't then chain to the rocks. No. I plateau chain to the rocks, and then I can then then I can never mountain cycle for Snowguard Mountain and then onto I don't think I can cast 2 removal spells in a row unless I play a multicolored creature. But I think that's kind of fine. I think this hand's good enough. It is a little bit of a question of which removal spell do I want to spend on a guy here. Maybe neither, huh? Maybe we just Mana Tithe. I'm kind of into that. Do I want plains or do I want plateau? Kind of. Am I supposed to be worried about like a tectonic edge out of Slimefoot and Squee in terms of something I'm putting my mountain on? I guess I'm always getting snow-covered mountain with this Oliphant. I guess no, I could get snow-covered plains plus plateau here. That's a little worse for the Chain to the Rocks, but it's better for my hand of all white spells. Cycle Oliphant for plateau here. Okay, I see the vision. They leave it in the graveyard. Menacing. Glarb on the trial. Yeah, Glarb. I mean, Glarb is like kind of like a tier 2 deck probably. It floats around. It doesn't see like super high rates of play, but it's definitely like not bad. Let's mountain cycle for plateau, and then cast on thin ice. These are like functionally identical, right? Yeah. So I'd rather play the one that's like. I guess I'd rather Chain to the Rocks this thing because it's less bad for me if they get it back. I'd rather on thin ice something that's scarier because it's safer on a snow-covered plains. I mean, my hand's kind of stacked, honestly. I'm not even sure what you take. I have 2 removal spells if they are to, like, reanimate their Slimefoot here. Probably not the 4th. Probably not. I imagine they probably just take one of the removal spells anyway, though. Yeah, I love to see the dual commander community growing, definitely. I hope that we're in a position sometime that we can consistently fire the trials. I was a bit bummed that both the Friday and the Saturday trials didn't fire this weekend. Part of the reason that I'm writing the dual commander guide is to try to get more people into the format, make it more accessible. Take Johnny, all right. Playing that game, huh? So what am I on the lookout for? I'm feeling just reanimation spell. It's just gonna be an animate dead or something. Yep, alright. I think Right now it's like sorcerer speed removal versus removal that always costs 1 mana. I suppose Ghostfire slicing the Slimefoot and Squee isn't great because it can put it in the graveyard and they can potentially get it back too. So I'm probably supposed to on thin ice it. The question then just becomes, am I supposed to play Saga or not? Okay, so they don't have an answer for it. If they put Slime in the grave, then on thin ice the Saproling. I guess that's maybe a fair decision. Runs the risk of just wasting a removal spell on a Saproling if they just have a different enabler, another reanimation spell, or like the Detective's Phoenix, or like Keen-Eyed Curator or something just to get it out of the graveyard for free. I think I'm going to play Saga. If we end up playing Quint next turn, the Saga ticking down is just closer to a Quint activator. And if we have to like Ghostfire Slice a multicolored permanent, hopefully, then although I guess we would just do that this turn here. But we could end up making a guy. Do I suffer from elephantitis? Oh, are we still trying these? We're still trying to rattle off all the elephant jokes. Barrel. Oh, severely punished for casting on thin ice. That's bad. That is very... Oh, never mind. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is ruined. Goodbye. Never didn't have it. It's all skill, baby. That's how you play the game. This will also give us time to, like, potentially go get Relic of Progenitus with our Urza Saga if we want. If they... Yeah, it looks like they're probably going to keep the Barrogoyf in a couple of turns, and we can maybe Relic it away, or Relic plus Ghostfire Slice or something. We'll see what they end up doing here. But if they, like, just untap land, 5 mana Slimefoot, I can Ghostfire Slice it, untap, get a artifact, play Quintorius, just start popping off like that. Load away this 4th that's probably not going to be very good in this creature matchup. Kitty, can you stop? What is your problem tonight? Yeah, Now they have 2 Saprolings, but they also don't currently have a creature in the yard to get back with it, so it's... Oh, green sun for 3, huh? That's less good for me. I mean, it resolves. I'm definitely scared of what this is gonna be. Wait, that's garbage. That's dog shit. Why would you... Why would you get a grist? I have a Ghostfire Slice. What? Oh, it also shuffles away the Goyf. That is also true, yeah. Goodbye. I mean, it puts it in the yard, I guess? Maybe I'm supposed to get, like, a targeted Graveyard Hate thing to protect myself. Like that one. And I guess I can't really play that one until next turn. I was just... I'll probably just end up getting Ghost Vacuum here, I think. Just in case they have some sort of reanimation effect for the Grist, I want the one that can target and pick off the Grist, and then it gives me a turn to like play the Hearse. And it's obviously not as good as some of the other ones because they can activate multiple times, or like the Currency Converter, but I think it's okay to just have this insurance. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to wait. It does open myself up to like some things getting me, but I also don't want to get got by some sort of reanimation effect on the Grist. Oh dear. Worldly Tutor for Chaos Defiler, maybe? That would be unideal. I also missed a land drop. Yup. Hey, man. Jeez, 15 stream watch streak. That is pretty incredible. Honestly. Yeah, I don't super know what my plan is here. Other than lose? Like, I don't even think I'm supposed to sinkhole this Chaos Defiler, am I? Then how am I beating the Slimefoot? But if I guess if I sinkhole the Slimefoot, then it's just gonna come back and bring a Grist or something. So I'd probably have to sinkhole this Defiler. And then they kill my 3/2. That seems more beatable than other avenues here. I mean, I guess I could like take it and try to draw an exile spell. They probably kill the vacuum. I don't know that they do. The vacuum doesn't do anything, and I'm on 3 lands. I guess the vacuum holds off the Slimefoot if I single that. So maybe that's... Alright, never mind. We're back. I'm back on the sinkhole Slimefoot and maybe just try to draw some cards. Maybe they don't kill the 3/2. Maybe I just shoot this now and then maybe they kill the vacuum and we can play Hearse and get them. I don't know. This is tough. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to activate this in response. No, this will bait them to activate to hit the vacuum even more. Yes, all according to plan. This is exactly what we wanted. We're definitely on the back foot here, so no attacks. That's annoying. I guess it's only annoying for one turn. I guess it's annoying for more than one turn, in that it can pump future insects as well, but we'll have a 4/4 to block next turn at least. 5-mana Slimefoot. Oh shit, that's big. I think I want Elegant Parlor plus Plains. I think I want to play the Plains this turn so I can start making 1/1s though. Just so I can gum up the board more. The fuck is this? That's pretty obnoxious. We can brick wall it infinitely with the retrofitter starting next turn, I guess. Not infinitely, but for a while. Let's see how they attack, I guess. Just that. Alright, deal. Maybe I'm supposed to actually just kill that. I don't know. It's tough to say. Huge. That seems pretty terrible. Wait. Wait. Secretly huge, maybe? Redirect Lightning the Screaming Nemesis trigger? I'm supposed to play Squee here, actually. I only need 1 mana for the retrofitter this turn. Squee just gets into the fucking blocking territory. Oh dear. Yeah, that's a little annoying. Oh, and this shuffles my deck. I think that's fine, though. The retrofitter can still break the Screaming Nemesis for a while, and hitting the land 6 for Squeeze also good. Yeah, it is optional, but I think it's better for me to take it. Blocking there just saves the most life, because they can always just pump the thing that I block. Am I just... I'm not just dead, I don't think, but I'm very close to it. God, I hate Yavimaya so much. Just W plus click? That's too much to learn right now. This is only 5 damage? Oh god, they draw another fucking terrifying thing. We're just dead to something. Jeez, come on. This is exact lethal. I can like make a 4/4 here and then block this Slimefoot, and then I take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exactly. Damn. That is a frustrating one to lose, huh? I felt like we were almost going to stabilize there. If they like missed, if they just drew some like random creature there for a turn, I think we can stabilize. Oh well. Happens. Yeah, Pendlehaven was gross. It was like +4 damage or something over the course of that game, I think. And like the Besaju could have been something much worse for me, right? The Besaju let me at least hit the 6th land to cast the Quintorius. If it were just like an abrupt decay or something, it could have been a lot worse. Or just like, fatal push after I animate. There were a lot of top decks that could have gotten them out of that, but then like the extra bit of burst damage there when we were like definitely stabilizing next turn. Untap, make a guy off of Squee, plus make a guy off Shenanigans. We have Plow for a creature. Make another guy off of Mistveil Plains. I think we're stabilizing like that turn if they miss. But yeah, sometimes you get got. Sweet, sick game. A lot of back and forth. Matchup doesn't feel particularly bad or anything. I mean, the appeal of Slimefoot and Squee is that it like has a, I want to say 50% matchup against anything, but realistically it's like a 45% matchup against everything. But like you play Cloud and you get your Skull Clamp blown up, and then they have like a graveyard hate card for your Formula or whatever. Jund can Jund out most any deck. What's the worst Quint matchup so far in your opinion? I've struggled a lot with the control matchups that have a very powerful endgame threat, like Tivit and Atraxa, but I've started to play the matchups better and learn how to play Drago Mirrors more in a way that like I'm not as scared of that matchup anymore. Um so I'm not sure. There's probably some like more obscure combo decks that are rough. Sounds like every Chun matchup 45% against everything. I don't want to be like mean about it. I have a little bit of a lesser opinion of Slimefoot and Squee than maybe most people do. The deck's like very fine, but I think it is very Chun in that way of it's exactly fine. It has like no standout qualities to me. Commanders you consider tier 1 Spider-Man, Felia, Cloud, more or less. Tasigur, 2099, and Cloud, I would say, are like the best decks in the format. And Lumra are probably like the top 4 decks in the format. How's the 2099 control matchup feel? I played once against a control, like the very, very dedicated control version. And it was still when I was getting my control legs under me, and I got God on like turn 15 by a Giga Drowse that I was just absolutely not expecting. I don't know if there was I actually no, I could have played around it because I probably would have got by a counterspell anyway. But like I could have held up a fetch land instead. to hold up like a silence on the combo on their turn, but they like Giga Drives all my lands, and then 2099 combo killed me. But I was probably dead regardless. But it's definitely like some growing pains of not being comfortable in the matchups. But I think 2099 does not have that like end game inevitability that's really threatening, and it's a matchup that where your removal spells are a lot more online. In that way, I don't think it's as bad as like other blue matchups. But I haven't played it very much. I think I played it like twice. I like slaughtered them one time, and then the other time it was like super long grindy land go draw go control game. Quint isn't in the top decks of format. It's too early to call. It's been like a week since it's been out. I think it's very good. I think it's probably like solidly tier 2 at least. Slimefoot has felt slightly unfavorable matchup for the 3 months I ran it. Like it has a slightly unfavorable wait, against what? What are we talking about? What am I supposed to get angry about? Giga Drives is basically power. It does seem like monumentally fucked up in blue mirrors. Like, how do you beat that card? Just got Giga Drives into combo kill you? How you ever win? Everything? Okay, yeah. You're getting it. Oh, by the anger. Oh, fuck. You tried so hard, I just didn't even understand what the hell you were talking about. Unlucky. Maybe next time. I think this hand is below average, but fine against Aang specifically. Sorcerer's Speed removal against Aang's not super exciting, but, you know, this card will probably enter play at some point. We have Boros Garrison, we have Castle Ardenvale, which are both really nice in the control matchup. My previous mission was very stroke-coded. Yeah, I was a little confused. There are also like 3 different conversations happening. We'll remember to get anger one of these times. Ooh, sicko. Low-key, I kind of want to cut Sunbaked Canyon. Like, its best quality is that it's an untapped dual land, but it's kind of like you just never want to fucking cycle this card ever in this deck. Might be not a Sunbaked Canyon deck, huh? Do I want to shock myself for this Relic of Progenitus? I don't think I do. I think I'm just okay with it getting countered. I'm just gonna play a tap land. And cast it next turn, and then Boros Garrison my Sacred Foundry. Sunbaked Canyon is better than paper. Is this one of those like you just tap it and your opponent doesn't notice sort of like? Yeah, okay, so we're cheating. All right, understood. Do I want to get more value and like go get a tap and go get my Surveil land here and then bounce the Surveil land? That's always like kind of sweet. I should learn to play a little faster in these control matchups, though. Am I getting stifled? That'd be... I actually don't think I'd care that much. My hand is a lot of lands. Is that good enough? I mean, it's really good. Just don't know when I'm going to cast it. Just don't know if it's the type of card you're actually looking for in blue matchups. I don't know why I did it this way. I can't, like, float mana. I can literally just cast a thing and end stuff anyway. You just never cast Aang, yeah. It's just no point. No, my Boros Garrison! This card's unplayable. Oni, you've led me down. Fucking dog shit magic card. Ooh, don't mind if I do. was clearly supposed to play around the demolition field by waiting until I had the ability to hold up Untimely Malfunction and then play it. Joke's on me. We appear to be... oh, no, we're not dead. We have Untimely Malfunction. We can shatter it. Sick. It'd be really cool if I had, like, 5 mana here. I guess it wouldn't actually be that cool. Be gone forever. What's the power and toughness on this back? It's a 5/5. When it attacks, it basically becomes a 6/6. Just wondering if it matters which of these spells I cast on it. I guess the answer is probably neither. I think I'm just gonna... try to block it with Castle Ardenvale and see how that goes. Yeah, these are the cards that always fucking kill you. Did you want to be super safe and wait for the Shoryukai tap out so malfunction on their end step? I did. They tapped out on my end step to activate the Shoryukai. It was maybe a little bit greedy, honestly, because they might have... I think a savvy player might have just untapped and not activated it that turn. I didn't even think about that. Unfortunately, also, all of my removal is instant speed right now. Or sorcery speed, so, like, this Ang is eventually just going to play and flip, and it's going to be really fucking annoying. You know, Tashada's Tidebinder me? Oh. Disruptor Flute Quintorius? Disruptor Flute Monumental Henge? Should wait until it's resolved. Might affect the decision. Well, it didn't affect the decision. Oh, I should probably exile that before they have, like, Snapcaster. Although I think they milled the Snapcaster earlier. Is it time to... okay. I'm scared. The fuck is this? Oh, okay, it's like not the end of the world. I've literally never seen this card in my entire life. What a gods are... they're also blowing up their own Disruptor Flute. Sick. Less sick. Wait, no, this is actually on Wings of Gold resolution moment. Not that it's active currently, but also then it can just get anged. Let's just draw an activator for it immediately. My opponent's deck is, like, super fucking hateful towards Quintorius. Fucking Artifact Wrath. Relic Pretenders. I imagine they've rest in peace. All these cards are like pretty incidentally fine. Relic Pretenders is a little perplexing to me. Maybe it's like an anti-Lumra card that also comes up elsewhere. What's the strat here? I don't really think I have one. I think it's Resolve on Wings of Gold just to get this Aang to be cast at some point so I can kill it. Is Resolving on Wings of Gold, but they only have 4 cards in hand. Maybe I'm supposed to just be activating Monumental Henge to find an activator for it, because that costs me more mana. How many answers in my deck do I have for Nevermore? I don't think it's a lot. Is it any? A Witch Enchanter. Ooh, Dust Bowl, my Monumental Henge. Rough Beats. Got a lot of land drops, at least. I don't think we're getting ground to death by this Dust Bowl. Imagine they're going to blow up my Castle Ardenvale here. This doesn't look like a great matchup. Definitely not a great turn 10 game state. Not necessarily bad matchup. I think this falls under the category of, like, Drago control your opponent doesn't have, like, super overwhelming inevitability, and sometimes you can just kind of grind your way out of a hole. But this matchup has definitely not worked out that way with our draws and versus our opponent's draws, certainly. Kind of terrible to attack, but I think it's, like, kind of fine. I guess it's fine, because if they target the On Wings of Gold, I can just recast at that turn. They hit my human token, probably? Yep. I actually don't have a basic mountain, so this Chain of the Rocks is not super safe. We have 2 of the removal spells for the Aang, at least. What terrifying card do you have for me this time? Oh, we're just Dust Bowling me, sure. Fortunately, none of this removal is my instant speed removal, so I can't flip this at Johnny. I guess flip to Johnny wouldn't be that good against this Aang either. But now's as good time as any. Ouch. I think I kind of have to draw this again. I think it's one of the better cards in my deck at this point. I also don't think we'll win this matchup, or win this game at least. Did I play my land? Oh shit. I don't think I did. It doesn't matter, I guess, because we're never hitting our land drop next turn. Are you gonna ang my cat warrior here? Dust Bowl me? No. Wait, Dust Bowlin'? No. Seems much worse for me. Oh. Seems pretty bad for me. This is kind of what I mean by like when a control deck doesn't really have inevitability. Like we are definitely like losing this game. I think the Nevermores are like what's really killing us here. But like if we were punching through these counter spells and also casting Quintorius 3 times this game or whatever, then there's a lot better odds of us actually getting somewhere. Interesting they didn't even airbend the On Wings of Gold. Seems like entirely free for them. Maybe I wasn't supposed to fetch. Wait. Wait, is this like actually huge? Oh shit, that's also pretty huge. This is gonna get a lot worse when they realize that if they Dust Bowl my Sacred Foundry, that I lose my second white permanent. Oh, I guess they can also just Dust Bowl the Wistfell Plains, huh? That makes a lot of sense. Hey, we get a 2-2, though. Pretty big. Maybe we should try to block there, huh? Yeah, we're at a low enough life total where I think we're playing defense here. Dust Bolt's really getting me good. I actually had a chance to like crawl back into this game with somehow only have 3 card types in the yard. L. Initiating clock, burning my opponent's clock mode in the control mirror. I mean, that's never resolving. They have 7 cards in hand. Really? They're like, this thing's really desperate for 1-drop removal, I guess. Reciprocate is crazy. Discarding Wrath of the Skies, alright, they're definitely flexing on me. They're definitely taking a lot more game actions per turn. I have a lot of really annoying ways to prevent them from killing me for a while. We might likely, lose game 2, but we are going to burn a lot of their clock here. What are you even casting? Okay, cool. I have a lander token. Stifle the lander token? Sure, dog. We should have silenced into this. Really? Fair enough. Unfortunately, this thing has 5 power, not 4. Fairy, sure. You got it, boss. My opponent has opted to kill me now. Wait, hang on. We can kill this Ajani. Huge, huge for the program. Okay, we're done here. I mean, we were done here like, I think 6 turns ago, but now my opponent has 11 minutes on clock. Orb gives them ancestral every turn. Well, we're gonna die before they have ancestral every turn. We are at 6 life. I get to, like, look at their deck more than anything. They're gonna ancestral recall every chance they get. Yeah, but I mean, if they really want to cast ancestral recall before they kill me here, which they don't. Yeah, see, they don't even exile 8 cards to ancestral recall before they hit me for lethal. But they're literally down 15 minutes in game 1, and we're up like 4 minutes on clock. So shame them in chat. They could have had more value. Do I want to keep this hand? This hand's a little weak to me. The Flage Plane is okay, not great, because they can exile a bunch. But I like this hand well enough, I think, to keep. In paper, it's a different story. Yeah, in paper, I would have conceded like 10 turns ago, certainly. So we had enough time to continue to play the match. Ooh, that's a good one. I don't think that the Mesmeric Orb is good enough that I want to resolve it through 1 mana counter magic. Okay. Enough to, like, sandbag it. Orb triggers to eat up their clock. I mean, you just yield, always yield to it, and it just stops eating up your clock. Ooh, Retrofitter's big. Retrofitter's actually huge. Oh, it's actually big with their search for its Azcanta trigger. Because now they have to click on it. But also now I'm feeding their search for Azcanta, so it's going to flip pretty soon. Time to make some guys. Nice. Land drop. Am I supposed to reb this search? I don't think so. Do you ever just reb the search? Yeah, that's kind of what I was just thinking about. No, my fucking Retrofitter Foundry, you asshole! I could make a 4/4 instead, but that seems worse. This is, like, kind of obnoxious when they flip it, and it's just, like, a bunch of inevitability. But also, like, this is I think my avenue is, like, burst them down and use this reb to push through this Aang and stuff. I can activate this lander at instant speed, right? Yeah. It's technically land destruction. This is true. No Flage. I think I'm going to cast Quintorius this turn. Is that crazy? Maybe this is insane. Just really want them activating as Kanta. I think I'd rather just cash it in. I don't think I trade Reb for a second counterspell here. I think I'm just trading Quintorius for their inability to activate as Kanta this turn. I gotta churn through removal spells. This is fine, not kicked, not rebbing. Also, churning through like stuff like Normalize especially is really good for eventually trying to find Flage. A 100-card decks, no one's dying to Orb. Yeah, that ain't happening. We're trying to mill ourselves towards Flage, baby. What is happening on my upkeep? Disruptor Flute? Resolves. Oh, naming Quintorius. Sure. Been a really nice turn to find Flage, huh? Have I milled my Surveil land? I don't think so. I don't see it, but it can be hard to see sometimes on Moto. Mystic Sanctuary back something, huh? Consult the star charts, maybe? Emergency exit? Are you gonna emergency exit my Mesmeric orb? I guess. And then as Kanta into your emergency exit, or eject, whatever. This doesn't strike me as particularly useful. Yep. These ones aren't particularly useful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can technically cast Quintorius here. But it always gets anged, even if my opponent has literally nothing else. I also don't think it's getting better. And if it gets anged, it only costs, like, I guess it costs 5 mana, but... I might have miscounted. Hopefully I didn't. Okay. That's fine. Prevent Azcanta activation, and now Quintorius costs 6 instead of 9. Or 7 instead of 9? I can do math. Maybe I should have fetched my Mistveil planes, huh? Fairy Time Raveler. Okay. Am I supposed to reb this because I can't reb anything else? No, I can Ghost Fire Slice it. I guess it pluses. I'll have a minus. I think I'm fine not rebbing this. I have an attacker, and if it minuses, I can hit it with a different burn spell. If I attack it and they kill my other attacker. This is actually lethal, right? 4 at face, and then 7 here. I feel like it wouldn't work, but might actually be more worth it than attacking the Teferi. No, they just always have Aang here. They can, like, Aang my Solitude. Hang on. I shouldn't have done this. This was bad. They can Aang my... Well, if they Aang the Solitude, then I can recast it, at least. But yeah, I should attack Teferi. Yeah, I just don't really care. Yeah, Aang Servo. And block Solitude, sure. I think I'm just leaving this in play. Maybe that's stupid. Are we killing my Quintorius in my upkeep? Do I want to just draw it again? Not really. Ooh, Gamble's huge. I assume they counter this. Maybe I was supposed to bolt. Nope, they didn't counter. Alright. They might just have exile. Removal, notably. Discard my bolt. Tragic. Yeah, I'm getting super punished for not taking this Teferi off the table. I could, like, slice my own Flage. Although, then they almost certainly counter it. I think I do have to blast this Teferi, though. Just get it off the table. They can probably kill me in 5 minutes, but it's certainly going to be, like, a little tight. I don't know why they didn't, like, force negation that. Oh, alright. Seems like we may be dead here. Yeah, I think I milked that Reb for too long when it didn't matter. I should have hit the Reb or even, like, the Azcanta with it. And we're just gonna die because we didn't. So Azcanta, you know, like, drew them 4 cards or whatever. Yeah, I think 4 minutes is plenty of time for them to kill me here. I do have that problem. I really I value the Rebs so highly in these matchups because they're so good that I think I just sit on them too long. Could I have cast Quintorius last turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I could have. Whoops. Don't think it mattered. I guess they had Fawn always. Never really mattered. Or the Mystic Confluence. Fuck it. I'm saving all these cards for Aang. Maybe if they activate this Fountain Port enough times, we'll just sneak in this Ghostfire Slice. They'll never see it coming. They don't even attack, alright. We'll wait 1 turn. Ooh, Snapcaster Mage. Mystic Confluence. Draw 3. Oh, Console, yeah, sure. Choose 2 of 12 is probably better than draw 3 blind. Oh, shit. I don't even remember I got a 2-2 for that. Hell yeah. My 2-2. Fractured Identity by Odd Wings of Gold is so funny. Insane with their Fountain Port. Crazy value. Oh, they get the fucking combo shit. I think I'm supposed to Chain Lightning that. That's really funny. The thing we talked about like way back, where if you have it on, I know it's if you have Quintorius and your commander goes to the graveyard, it technically goes into exile and would trigger Quintorius, but it doesn't work with Quint for obvious reasons. Can they kill me in this amount of time? Genuinely not sure. Oh shit. Oh, that's stupid. Give them an extra guy. Oh, and I don't get a draw because of Narset. Whoops. I maybe don't win on time now. I might have upped their clock from 3 turns to 2, but I think they're going to time out still. Yeah. All according to plan. Never even a little bit worried. I have to pee now. Be right back. How do people play so slow the clock expires game 2? People don't know. I'm seasoned in the trenches from my time as a D&T player. People don't know that when you show up in a control mirror on Magic Online, you need to be locked in from like turn 1. People just like faff about and be like, my control deck will win eventually, and then they just like time out. I see how you win the matchup. Yeah, it's maybe not the best example, but you know, works online. I am seasoned in the trenches of the D&T versus Snoko. Also, yeah, they were like dual queued at the start of the way. Going all the way back up, it was like they were dual queued in something. Wait, no, they weren't. This is What Up. No, wait, no, that was my last match. What Up was not dual queued. Yeah, also playing double queue in the casual commander just for fun room. Does that mean they're a CDH player? I need to mention that you called the timing out. Did you also? Scroll back up in chat again. No, at the start of the match. It's okay, your opponent is double queuing a CDH game, he'll time out. Oh, you know who they are? Alright, never mind. I feel no remorse for killing double queuing CDH players then. Absolutely no remorse. They deserved it. Also, like, why would you double queue with a fucking control deck? Alright, whatever. I go to the bathroom. We'll play the next round in a second. Ugh. I know the name because they run a horrible list and got Angie when you called it out. Talking about Angie by anger. All right, good calls all around. I feel no remorse for people that time out in game 2s, and even less remorse for people double queuing and timing out in game 2s, and even less remorse than that for people double queuing CDH, and timing out in game 2, so that's what you sign up for when you queue up on MTGO. People don't know. Decline it. Fuck you. Fuck you too. Goatbots. We'll try Goatbot 0. They'll accept my trade request for their .002 tickets anger. One day this page will finish loading. Please don't screenshot me, I'll get called mean again. It's too late. I've already posted you onto the competitive EDH subreddit. What the fuck is the good anger? When did Final Fantasy come out? Wasn't it like last year? Wait, there's another anger? What's this one? Is it one like Lord of the Rings anger? Why do they love reprinting this card? Isn't this card like dog shit everywhere? This one's actually kind of fucking sick, honestly. If not for the Final Fantasy anger. Did I just like miss it? Am I blind? Anger. Mountain. $400 tickets, someone's rich. You think I only have 400 tickets? They don't have any Final Fantasy anger. Maybe it's just this bot. Hang on, let's. This is terrible. This is horrible news. All right, go bots, gobots.com. We gotta check which bot has the good anger. If the good anger exists on. Okay. It doesn't exist on MTGO. The good anger does not exist. It only exists in paper. It's from Final Fantasy Commander set and literally does not exist. You hate to see it. You can only see the little preview image, but it literally does not exist. Show version separately. Oh no, I need to have quantity. Down to 0, and we can see the Final Fantasy anger and weep that we're not allowed. Oh, I did the same fucking thing again. And weep that we're not allowed to play it. Maybe I should have picked up that Lord of the Rings one, but it's too late now. We'll stick with our weird little guy anger. At least it's better than Angry Bait. Look at this fucking thing. It's so sick. I love the little, like, the little bombs from Final Fantasy. It's so fucking sick. I bought this one in paper. For sure playing this one in paper. This one ain't bad, though. But yeah, we'll move on here. A nice little interlude. Alright. Horrible news to learn that the Final Fantasy anger does not exist on Magic Online. Tragic stuff. In paper, you have to play the Ninja Turtle. There's no Ninja Turtle anger. Don't lie to me. I'm looking at all the angers that exist right now, and that's not one of them. Scryfall. Anger. View all printings. Fuck, there is a Ninja Turtle anger. There's a Secret Layer Ninja Turtle anger. There's also a Fallout Secret Layer anger. Alright. Wow, it's really control deck night, huh? This hand's pretty cracked. It's got 3 really good cards against control decks, 4 counting Castle Ardenvale, and 4 lands. I really wish that we were on the play at some point, but it is what it is. This is not fetching a Surveil land. This is my designated basic plains. But just in case we draw basic plans, I'm not going to crack it yet. I'm just going to play tapped Castle Arden Vale. There might be a world where we try to, like, turn 4 Orm's Chant Magus, depending on their mana setup. The perfect draw. Is there ever a reason to wait on a Johnny? I mean, I guess, yeah. The reason is that, like, I'm not going to resolve it this turn. I'd rather cast it next turn, I think. And unless I wanted to, like, potentially try to jam Magus into, like, anything next turn. But, like, if I cast nothing here, what am I... Or if I cast a Johnny here, what am I doing next turn? Just passing on turn 3 feels worse than passing on turn 2, so I think I'm just going to say go. If I had something to bridge the gap between a Johnny and Silence Magus, I'd consider it. Basic Island. At least that's the worst of basic for them to have. In terms of things that answer my Magus of the Moon. Well, no, I kind of wish I'd played the Johnny last turn, but... Could Chain Lightning my own Ajani token and flip it. Seems ill-advised into 3 open mana. Alright, we will hope for... Although they're pretty incentivized to play a fetch land here too, which is even worse for me. Oh, nice. And they're tapping low. What is this? Oh, this is incredible for me. Alright, it's time to play the hope that they don't have the one card I am not going to name because they don't have it. Game. It honestly could be a Resolve Quint turn, now that we drew Simeon Spirit Guide, but I think resolving this Magus will... Oops. Will lead to more match wins. Or game wins, I guess. I guess they could have a couple of cards here. Yeah, you are Orange Chanted. You are not allowed to cast that. You're still Orange Chanted. Still Orange Chanted. Amusingly, I can't Chain Lightning their face. They can redirect it. With all their mountains. If I draw land, I think I'm just ripping the Hostility. Ah, they just died. We fucking did it. Oh man, they conceded. We would have fucking cast Hostility. It would have been sick as hell. Fucking Mountain, Sibian Spirit Guide Hostility. Fucking brown him for 8. Oh, come on, come back, opponent. Tragic. Hell yeah, though. Game played out exactly like we calculated. Including specifically the choice to like hold off on a Johnny for a turn to induce them to pay more mana on the turn prior to the one where we were going to slay Magus. I mean, very amusing. We just have another Magus game, not protected, but That's still very good. Tithe on the draw. Dust Bowl. This hand's just excellent. Red Elemental Blast for this Magus of the Moon. Just, oh my god, this is fantastic. What am I doing here? I think it's gonna be turn 1 Relic because it seems pretty likely that I'm gonna be able to go turn 2 Felwar Stone into the Tithe. Okay, what actually does Hostility do? It's part of the combo, is the real reason it's in the deck. When you have Mesmeric Orb and Basalt Monolith and you mill yourself with Quintorius, Hostility will repeatedly shuffle itself back into the deck and trigger Quintorius over and over again, is the intended use for the card. But you also get a free 3-2 when you discard it to Quintorius, and sometimes you just cast it for a big hasty 6-6. No! My plans! Oh well. This hand has other plans, at least. Actually, a little awkward if they don't put white mana into play, then I'm like down white mana for multiple turns here. But that's kind of fine with me. That's a pretty bad draw. Is what it is. Go Felwar Stone. Counter it? That's kind of fine. Not like they're cutting us off white mana. We will always have white mana. It'll just be a little slow to hit some land drops, but Discarding Red feels like it had to be the better play. Opponent must be traumatized. They also had like the basic swamp too, so if they just had like any removal spell, I don't know. Yeah, my mana sequencing did get like pretty punished here. Oh dear. I don't even know what this gets, but I'm never happy to see my opponent put Tainted Pact on the stack. It's typically that much better than every other Esper commander. I mean, I personally, I think your deck is usually worse than it is if you just play a Traxa in terms of just like a big. Oh, they just hit prismatic ending. What? You just wanted prismatic ending? Really? Fascinating. If I tie, then they fetch. If they really want to Stone Rain themselves, I'm totally fine with that. And if they counter this, then we can just play our land. Just wondering if I want tap lands. I think the answer is no. I guess maybe we'll take. I'm gonna cast the. I'm gonna Flage their face this turn. I think. I think I just. I guess Elegant Parlor is gonna be good. We're gonna have to like chew through some stuff eventually, and we will have the ability to next turn Red Elemental Blast plus Quint if we want to, which. I think I want the Elegant Parlor. It also helps feed the Flage, potentially. It's a good turn for flaging. But yeah, in terms of like actual Esper, Tivit's maybe the best, just because in terms of Esper control, this is the real a card that really gives you inevitability. Because it does often just fucking murder your opponent. I wonder if I'm supposed to be pivoting into like a Dust Bowl plan here. They only have 3 cards left in hand. Kind of low on blue sources as well. I don't think I really want Quint activators. I think I want lands. And also to fuel this Flage. You know what fuels this Flage? A Dust Bowl. Get ready for Teferi's response. Oh, if they got it, they wanted it more. Blue mana that I can't Dust Bowl. That's cheating. Dust Bowl is such a dope card when it's not in Turbo aggro decks. Dust Bowl's fucking sweet. I love Dust Bowl. Please stop hitting land drops. We got a couple more to give at least. I'm sacking the castle. No, I'll sack the henge. I think I'm only running this plan back like one more time. At some point I'm supposed to sack the Dust Bowl so I can actually still cast Flage. And like hold up Red Elemental Blast. Opponent's a freaking master landlord over there. Yeah, for real. I think I'm gonna Dust Bowl them one more time, sacking the Dust Bowl. You draw only land, it's incredible. We haven't missed a land drop! What are we talking about? I have 42 lands in my deck and cast a Tithe! It's not like my opponent's like cantripping into those lands over there. Their Salt makes me kind of want to Dust Bowl them more, though. Like, makes me think that they're missing land drops, and that, like, we're gonna get them with this Dust Bowl one of these days. But I think that's maybe ill-advised, because I'm running out of lands. I think this is my, my final Dust Bowling. Yes! The perfect time! We fucking did it! All according to plan. Oh. Hold. That's not very useful. Are we 4 horsemen? I mean, we could be. Oh, resolving? Alright, maybe they have, like, exile. Removal, who knows? Plow. Yep. It might be time to set up the 4 horsemen combo, honestly. Over these next couple of turns. Do I reb a counter here? Don't have to answer that question. Cool. What is this? Is this March my Basalt Monolith? Damn. Tragic. Combo offline. Land. Sick. Wait, hang on. Let's double check that I actually have a fetchable. Thank God we have plenty. Ooh, force negation, rough. Nice no kick, lack of double blue. Dust will come back. Hit your land drop. Oh, tithe, huge for them. They hit nothing but land. You draw only land. It's incredible. Now they have Tivit next turn. If I don't rip land here to slam Quintorius, things get a little ugly. It's a 6/6, so I can't magmatic sinkhole it. I have to on thin ice it, and then they get treasure tokens. Things not looking too good all of a sudden, huh? Tragic. Two votes for I never remember which one does what. 2 votes for bribery gives them treasure tokens. Makes sense. They want to hold up some sort of counter spell. I think I just give them another treasure token. Giving them more cards doesn't seem great when I can potentially kill this Tivit over and over and over again. I was supposed to. No, I'm not really milling towards anything. I guess milling towards Squee, or that Faithless Looting. Do I just want to Wrath this? I think so. Now that we drew land, especially. Oops. Oh, that's actually kind of annoying that I have to untimely malfunction the remand. Oh no, it doesn't resolve, never mind. Demon down once. They do have Temple of the False God in their deck. This is a card I was like thinking about earlier during the Dust Bowl exchange. I was like, if they just rip Temple, we're kind of fucked, huh? Ooh, they drew Cling. That's gonna be a good one for them. With stacked graveyard and a Mesmeric Orb in play. I can't cast it on my stuff after I resolve Quintorius here, but they have the ability to draw another card and still probably have a counter spell up. Low-key, this is like maybe a decking angle if I can like kill this Tivit one more time. Might actually deck him with Mesmeric Orb. I don't know how many other threats they have. Not really getting better for me. Slam the old elephant. 4 mana, blue, blue. I don't know what card this is. Oh, Logic Knot. Wait, no. Why would they pay color? Why would they pay mana for it? Oh, they're just clinging again. Yeah, yeah. Sure. And then they find the counter, but they lose the treasure. Low-key, kind of just want to draw this again. Oh no, I'm gonna mill it if I put it on top. I do want to. Yeah. I think it's technically advisable for me to put it on top there and mill one less card, but I don't really think that matters. I don't want to go through all the clicks that it would take to select this to like go into the graveyard or into the deck instead of the command zone. No thanks, shenanigans. Maybe I have a fetchable? Sick. Ain't getting better. Keep on slamming my spells and see how it goes. Oh shit. Magnetic Signal technically... Oh, wait. Huge. I say no, and then Yes. I definitely want a guy. They didn't even, like, cling to try to find a counterspell. Are they holding up some, like, very scary instant I'm not going to be happy about? Seems like it. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Why is this in your deck? Someone was really mad about control mirrors. Holy shit. This day judgment is gonna cook him so good. I think they're just gonna vote like evidence here. They vote for bribery twice again? I guess I'm supposed to give them. I think I actually give them evidence here. Evidence investigates, and then I can shenanigans a treasure token and then Day of Judgment them. Give Squee haste? Lord, I'm thinking about it. I don't think it's correct. I don't even think it's correct to cast it. We're low-key enacting the mill them out plan. Genuinely, I think we might mill them out with this Mesmeric Orb. My on thin ice! That's not great for me. Kind of needed that. I'm shattering this treasure token. I'm drawing shenanigans for turn, and I'm shooting this treasure token. Fail to find on the Vista! Huge! Are we... clinging to dust? We are. Cool. No, my shenanigans! The post-mortem must be so salty, but I was salty 10 minutes ago from the Dust Bowl. That is also true. I think we're gonna get him. I think we're gonna get him with this Mesmeric Orb. It's looking like I might have actually wanted to haste that Squee, though. Which kills first Orbital Clock. They got 10 minutes. They're playing fast. We're not going to time them out. After the, like, very quick concession game one, this is, like, this match stopped being about the clock. There are cards that could definitely still cook us. I think they're just, like, casting Cling over and over again, which is just horrendous for their ability to not die to this Mesmeric Orb, though. Opponent on the mill 9 from Cling every turn. I mean, if they cast it twice, yeah, they're, like, milling 10. Drawing 2 and milling 8. Wait, that's all white mana. Stop that. No, don't exile. Okay, no, that's... Oh, that's... I guess that's not fine. But I think you... I mean... We can also force them to... Instant speed removal spell? Oh, that's pretty good. It's not an instant speed removal spell, but... We got blockers for days. They gave up on holding it for the Squee. Alright, you mill another, like, 10 cards. You don't have that many more spells to cast, opponent. That's a pretty good spell to cast, though. This was my Flage exiled game, right? Yeah, okay. And we actually have lost 2 Wraths already. So we can't even, like, go try to find a Wrath. And our Faithless Looting is gone. I think we, like, are down all of our graveyard cards. Okay, you're milling a lot more there. I don't... I get some blockers, and you're milling more cards. The soldier token? No, they can't cast Pivot. They're gonna just fucking die if they cast Pivot. I think we win this. I think this game's over. Oh yeah, the attacking creatures are gonna mill them. Yeah, they're just dead. I cannot believe we actually milled someone out with Mesmeric Orb with the control mirror. This is so fucking good, man. I love this deck so much. Oh my god. Squee, he's here. Cinema kill for the stream, for sure. I cannot believe we fucking decked out our Esper Control opponent. Turn 22, mill 4, go to draw step. What if they just like hadn't? What if they just flipped fucking Ulamog here? They wanted him more if they fucking flip it Eldrazi. They truly wanted it more. Yeah. Hang on, hang on. Screenshot? Oh, wait. Nope. That's my, I needed that screenshot. It's even an exact mill lethal, yeah. Bottom card, yeah, bottom card Emrakul, I would have been real bummed. Where's my, there it is. Yeah. That was awesome. That was fucking awesome. That ruled. That was all I want. What a fucking match we had. Chromium did not win the control mirror, yeah. They should be playing Mesmeric Orb, clearly, for their control mirrors. The superior anti-control card. I think they probably, maybe they weren't like playing around exactly second Wrath, but they maybe didn't want it, and they didn't have the gas. They kind of like needed to tap out for their commander there, I think. But it was just really, really bad for them that they did. We gotta go to Blue Sky for that one. So what did we beat today? We lost to Slimefoot. What was round one? What was Dots? I feel like it was another blue deck, but not. Oh, it said Hitsugu. Yeah, we played like 3 control decks and then Slimefoot, and somehow the matchup we lost is probably our best matchup of the 4. But I mean, that's Magic sometimes. Also, like, we didn't really win against Aang. But, like, we beat 2 control decks and, like, kind of lost to 1 control deck. But we take those. Did you time out? Sorry, there's a hair in my mouth. Got it. Did I time out the Aang deck? Yes, we did. In game 2, in fact. We timed them out in game 2. They were apparently double queuing a CDH game with fucking Aang! Like, that's completely nuts. Why would you double queue CDH and a control deck in a slow format? The trophy continues to evade me. I've gotten like non-stop 4-1s with this deck. I think we 3-2'd on the very first night with the first iteration of Quintorius Control. And then like both of the losses were like really sloppy play and growing pains from learning the deck. But after that, I don't think I've done worse than 4-1. I 4-1 with the mid-range version, and then I switched back to the control version, and then I 4-1 probably like 4 or 5 times after that. But this trophy eludes me. I can't post decklist clout on Blue Sky with a 4-1. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. That was fucking awesome. That match was worth it. Honestly, that match better than the trophy. That's gotta be like the thumbnail for the YouTube video or something. How do so we put Mesmeric Orb in the thumbnail for sure. How do you like illustrate like I don't know alt something alt wincon? I don't know what's the clickbait title? Decking out our opponent. I mean, it's like not even clickbait. It's accurate. Decking out the control mirror, maybe. All right, last match. What do we got? All right, another creature deck. Nice. We have Day Judgment, which makes me think that this hand's just a snap keep. Mill viable in Duel Commander? Oh, not even a mana dork. Fucking deal. That thing's gonna get Wrath or whatever, Day of Judgmented. If I Swift reconfig this, it can still flip, right? Yeah, and then if it flips, it can tap. Yeah, okay, that seems inadvisable for me. There's a lot of things going on here, opponent. So my main worry is that we'll just have a mana rock on top of our deck, and I don't have any worries. That's probably good enough. Yeah, my main worry is that this bridge is going to get out of hand when it flips before I can cast Day of Judgment because I'm on the draw here. But I think that's probably fine if I keep on Thin Ice, and then this turn I play land and then March the Giver, and then the next turn I can on Thin Ice the Bridged. It is notably not a fourth land that I'm putting on the top of my deck, which is maybe a little bit dangerous. Maybe we Orum's Chant. Maybe we just mill this, play land, pass the turn, chant them, get to land 3, and then we're home free because we have the Day of Judgment. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, that doesn't really work. There's a Burden Forge Tender in play. I mean, we could, like, March the Forge Tender and just fucking Pyrokinesis the shit out of that, but then the Giver is annoying again. I think we stick with the Day of Judgment plan. And the Pyrokinesis can clean up future board states. We have 2 turns to rip the land. They have a tap land, doesn't mean they didn't have an untapped land to cast Bridget that turn, though. There's the 4th land. Perfect. And then we get to Wrath them and have a handful of removal spells afterwards. Seems pretty powerful. Opponent is obscenely dead. No attacks, cool. I think it got by like a fucking 4. What's the white sack thing? Nope. Okay, they're just dead. They don't play that in Bridget, right? What am I thinking of? The cycle that lets you sack a creature instead of casting it? I think just oust Quintorius is probably good enough here. What am I discarding? I guess the Wandering Emperor. Not really the matchup for it. Oust. Yeah, this is how a lot of the non-creature, or this is how a lot of the creature matchups kind of end up. Oh, rebuilding. We got a Pyrokinesis. Hang on, I should maybe not auto-yield. If they have, like, land, Guide Pride or something. Oh, nope. What a peculiar amount of toughness you have in play, opponent. It's Flage too. Yeah. Okay, wait, oh no, I had Flage Anger? Alright, yeah, they're super dead. We milled Flage. Jesus, yeah, I guess I just, haste Flage and then kill both their things. Incredible. Quinto boy looks like a horrible matchup for Bridget. Yeah, that was kind of a slaughter. I mean, we were pretty on the back foot there without one of our Wraths, and we only have like 2.5 if you count Parallax Wave. But like, we planned that whole game around having Wrath in hand, and it seems like hard for this deck to really play around your opponent having a Wrath. Like, we had a bunch of removal spells that we just kind of sat on instead of casting because we just had this this inevitability sitting there. Loki, I think this probably is not a Flage matchup. I think the only Flage matchups are like Mono Red, like Zergo / Kellen, and then Tifa. I don't think this is a Flage matchup, but it's like a little close because I do think you just want like removal spells over and over and over again. But Quintorius just like takes over games so massively after you like clean up a board, which is kind of how this deck is built. Just a bunch of removal spells. Sand has some good cards, but not hitting any land drops there, huh? Keeping this. It's not great. Gamble for a Wrath of God? Maybe. I think I'm going to keep this bottom 4th. And then go from there. I wonder if I even just like gamble for like Pyrokinesis or something. I'll have to play this land tapped if I'm going to gamble for anything, so let's see how their turn goes. Yeah, float white mana if you want to cast Brigid. Is it Brigid or Bridget? It's Brigid, right? Brigid doesn't sound right. Oh. I mean, that doesn't cast your card. What? Huh? What is this about? What is Wild Growth hold up, like, pass with 4 green mana? I mean, what? I'm perplexed. How do I want to play this now? Is it still just gamble for Pyrokinesis? I feel like my opponent might have too much mana. Cord for 1. That doesn't seem super good. I mean, I guess it would be good against a Pyrokinesis. Cord for Burnton, maybe. We could now gamble for Wrath of God, notably. And like cast it for 3 mana plus Spirit Guide. It does mean that like if we discard the Spirit Guide or the Wrath of God, it's not great. Also, like if we grab the Pyrokinesis and we discard like the Basalt Monolith of the Ghost Vacuum, we can just turn 3 Quint plus Pyrokinesis, which is pretty incredible. I really don't know. I'm gonna just put this on the stack. Stare at my deck for a little bit. If I grab Pyrokinesis and my opponent does have the Bird Fortune, we are super fucked. And this is, like, I can't think of anything else at, like, 4 mana unless they're gonna cast, like, Collected Company. I mean, maybe. I don't know how many creatures this deck plays if that's consistent enough. But I think hedging my bets enough with Wrath of God is fine. We discarded our second white source. Not great. I guess that is a fear, is that we actually had, like, a bunch of hits that go south for us. Because we don't have double white for Wrath. Maybe we just had to get Pyrokinesis there. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Good eye, Blinky Mans. I would have not loved to cast Pyrokinesis there for an Arbor Elf and a Mother of Ruins. But we are in the shitter if we don't rip White Source. Might just be instantly fucking dead if we don't draw White Source, in fact. No mountain, huh? Seems pretty bad for me. Well, let's hope that they don't have the infinite combo piece, I guess. And just, like, play more creatures, and then we draw White Source, and we just really milk the Wrath. Surely this will work out for me. Not that it would help here specifically, and like the double white and stuff, but I've been thinking about what's the not suspend foretell wrath. People are playing like split up and stuff. I feel like the foretell wrath might just be the third best wrath. Doomscar, is that the one? Yeah, Doomscar. I mean, like, sure, it kind of advertises it to anyone like who can think about it for like 2 seconds, but I don't know how big a deal it is that you're advertising your wrath when you're also, wrathing their whole board. Rather than like half of it if you have a split up and you like kill half their board but you don't kill the new creature that they just played last turn or whatever. It also lets you like Wrath on 3 sometimes. Like Wrath on 4 on the draw against some of these creature decks is a little bit too slow. Like against this deck, if we had the ability to turn 2, suspend or not suspend, you know what I mean, foretell the Doomscar and then cast Doomscar turn 3 instead of having to like gamble for a 4-mana Wrath. I think they're going to Anointed Peacekeeper me here. Oh no, they're just gonna combo me, right? Oh no. Oh, I mean, I guess they could like sack that on my turn. I don't know. They have a kill with oh, okay, they're doing both. Okay, but they're not even sacking this. I feel like I would just sack this to play around me having something here. Yeah, they definitely did. They got the combo. Wait, do they need how many? I don't know how many creatures they need to kill me, but yeah, we're definitely dead. Oh yeah, we were not hitting it. We had a lot of like bad discards on the gamble because it discard a white source or the spirit guide or the wrath itself. But I think tutoring up the pyrokinesis was also not going to work out. I think that was just like a really clunky mold of 6, and we didn't really hit the cards that we needed. I think we kind of had to just get a little bit lucky there. No white mana. Oh, no, we do have white mana. And we have enable. We have double enabler. This hand has no removal, but it has turn 3 Quintorius with an activator in play. on the play, so I think it's keepable. It's good to limit test like how good these hands are against like board state decks. Like it's definitely very scary to keep a hand like this versus a deck that can like threaten those infinite combos on like turn 4 or whatever, but I think this hand does really powerful things. Just pass the turn. No plays. Get out of here. What you really want to draw here is a 1-drop removal spell. That's why I love the mana rocks that tap on turn 2. Oh, that's nothing. That's fucking dog shit is what that is. Oh, I guess we did also need to draw 4th land with this hand too, huh? Or 4th mana source. Depending on how turn 2 goes, I might cycle the Scrabbling Claws. Probably not, though. We need to hold up Reprieve. Oh, and they literally nothing? Alright, deal. Alright, we take that. Unideal, but workable. We can go get a Surveil land as well. Yeah, we'll top another land. Do I reprieve a 2-drop? Okay, well, asked and answered. Play Brigid. Get owned. I shouldn't have played that. Sometimes you draw the tap land. Oh, we milled shenanigans too. They just give up. They just give up immediately. Oh, jeez. The deck's really fucking busted. Again, like, when you just, like, play Quint at, like, moderate board parity. If you can just, like, handle the first 3 turns of whatever the creature deck is doing, and then play Quintorius, they just fucking die. Jeez. A very clean 4-1. We had like our very close Nailbiter versus Slimefoot and Squee. We got to obliterate 2 control decks and also win on a technicality against a 3rd control deck, and then got to obliterate another creature deck. I really like this list. I'll keep updating the Mox Field link. I'll post it in the video description as it changes. But I think that this is currently the list I'm like locked in for Cool Stuff Con in the middle of May here. A couple of cards might change here or there, but I'm just really happy with everything. I've been really enjoying this. The combo again. I don't combo people a lot, and I think that's kind of fine. I think having access to the combo is nice, and each combo piece individually is pretty good. We saw 2 different games where like Mesmeric Orb was huge today. We saw Anger be relevant. Well, maybe not relevant. It was a little bit Rubbins with like the like discard Anger, mill Flage, and then be able to like cast Flage and murder our Bridget opponent. But like Anger is a good enabler. Hostility is definitely like the odd man out there where it's not a good card, but even Hostility does just give you a free 3/2 when you play in plus your Quintorius, which isn't nothing. There are games against creature decks especially where you can't clean up everything. There's like one straight guy in play, and when you plus your Quintorius, it's nice to just always have have access to a free 3/2. Not saying that again, not saying that you like want to play more of them and you should play Hostility and Sarah Avatar and the third thing, whatever the white Hostility creature is, I forget its name. But like it's not bad to have in your deck. We've had multiple instances. We had an instance where we like milled it off of the I think we milled it off of Mesmeric Orb and we had on Wings of Golden play or something. Does the deck want humility? Well, it would, but humility is very banned. Otherwise, yeah, you could definitely see humility seeing play. Humility is pretty crushing for creature decks to handle sometimes, and you just see humility in all the white control decks. Commander players have a weak bloodline. Dual commander players, thank you. But yeah, we saw we didn't really see Monumental Henge didn't really get to shine that hard against the control decks, but we saw the reason that we wanted cards like Monumental Henge against the blue decks, where you just sitting there playing land go a bunch, is Wasteland Band. Yes, definitely. I really like having Quarry Mountain Monastery and Henge and Castle Ardenvale. We talked about potentially cutting Sunbaked Canyon, which I can definitely see. I don't know what the next best land might be. I might dig through to see if there are any other utility lands we could play in this deck. It is nice that this is an untapped land that taps for red and white, which isn't nothing, but I feel like you just very rarely cycle this card and it just deals you a bunch of damage, and that's not free against some of the creature decks sometimes. So I think Sunbaked Canyon is the closest to the chopping block. I think the combo's here to stay for now. I've been pretty happy with it. And as far as slackers go, weak cards go, I don't know. The deck's all really solid. Very happy with everything going on in it. I don't have a ton of cards on my list that I really want to play. Maybe there are more cards that I would want to prop up the control matchup. Maybe I will end up somewhere where I'll be playing Hexing Squelcher and Voice of Victory to prop up the control matchup more, like Oni is. Do I have Den of the Bugbear? No, we actually had Den of the Bugbear initially, but we cut it. So Den of the Bugbear deceptively tricks you and tricked me into thinking, oh, it's the control matchup. It's just a free card to put in the mana base, and you get to it's a free threat. But this deck also just lets your opponent sit there with a bunch of their removal in hand because it's all dead. So if you ever just animate it in a control mirror, your opponent's just going to cast one of their 900 removal spells on it, and you just get stone rained. In my experience, at least. So I ended up cutting it. In favor of these guys, all the ones that just generate some sort of other value that your opponent has to spend their resources on, whether it's drawing cards or making 1/1s and stuff. Anyway, go find someone to raid. Really good stream today. Very happy with the deck's performance. Very happy we had some sweet matches. Everything was awesome. Deck's awesome. Hopefully not overbearingly so. We're losing games. I've yet to trophy. I've had a lot of 4/1s. My concern with this is that if Quintorius is so good against non-blue decks that it's stifling in that way, then I think the format becomes a worse place overall. If none of the non-blue decks are beating Quintorius and it's just eating all those decks alive, then it's a bad spot than if it's just combo and blue decks and Quintorius and that's it. But I don't even know if that's the case. Maybe it's as easy as these decks play more ways to answer Quintorius. Everyone plays Disruptor Flute. The white decks start playing Unexpectedly Absent, maybe Ossification, stuff like that. You haven't won with Quint against Cloud yet. Only losses so far. Interesting. I haven't played against Cloud yet, I think. I've played against Felly 3 times and kind of obliterated it, except for when we got Cataclysms twice. My thought is that Cloud wouldn't be that bad of a matchup, but certainly I'll definitely do some testing against it when I'm in. If I don't see it online, at least when I'm in Texas at Cool Stuff Con, my buddy will be on my Cloud deck, so we'll definitely do some scrimmage matches. Yeah, Philly is definitely easier than Cloud because it's even more creature oriented, right? Whereas Cloud does have kind of other interaction points, but if you draw the shenanigans versus Cloud, I imagine that's just incredibly fucked up. Just shoot your Skull Clamp, shoot your Sword of Fire and Ice over and over and over again. Alright, let's go raid some folks. Big Magic Live? Sick. They're a big Legacy player. Japanese. Go read them. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you had a good time. That's pretty much it. We'll be back next week with more Quintorius testing. Definitely be playing throughout the week as well, fine-tuning this list in preparation for Cool Stuff Con. Hit me up in Discord or on Blue Sky or whatever if you want to talk about the list, shoot the shit, whatever. Happy to share my thoughts and talk with other players that want to be brewing with this deck. Been very excited, very happy with it so far, and very interested in playing it more in the future. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Catch you all next time.